All right, welcome back, everybody, to BrokeN Boys.
Yeah.
This is episode 144.
Yeah, 144 Pete.
Yeah.
12 times 12.
Yeah.
12 squared.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Colin.
And I'm damp.
Oh. Because it was wet out.
A little bit. But I'm also Mike.
Huh.
In some parts.
Damp Mike.
Damp Mike.
Moist Mike on the mic.
Moist Mike on the mic. Hell yeah.
Drop some bars for us, Moist Mike.
I'm damp as a washcloth. That was a terrible word. What rhymes with washcloth? Hogwash and balderdash.
Yeah. Oh, well, balderdash.
Hogwash and balderdash. Yeah.
Yeah. Black Midi. That's for you.
Yeah, all my Black Midi heads out there. Yeah.
But yeah, this is episode 144 of BrokeN Boys, and I forgot to set up the wheel, so I'll have to do that.
We'll do that during Song of the Week. Am I up for Song of the Week first? Actually, I need to check that now.
This week.
Because, okay, cool. Because I don't have anything.
Me either.
Cool. So you got two things to think
Love
about.
that. But yeah, this week we'll be talking about our Spotify Wraps.
Mm-hmm. And also our monthly Wraps.
Yeah. Our, the monthly and yearly tradition. Mm-hmm. But before we get into all that, how you been this week, Mike?
Been okay. Did a lot this week, though. A little more than usual. It wasn't the usual this week.
Wow.
I know.
That's big.
I did this last week, too. We're going to do a little...
Wee.
Yeah, that was a little better, I think. But yeah, it was not the usual this week.
It's great.
But, been playing RuneScape.
Love that.
Yeah, that's still there. Still in the leagues. For all my league heads out there, Tier 7, just got Mithril rank.
League of Legends?
Nope. RuneScape Leagues 4.
Okay.
Yeah, Tier 7 Relic and Mithril, I forget what the trophy's called, right? Mithril rank right now, so... Feeling pretty cool.
Esports.
Mm-hmm. Also, and this won't mean anything to you and probably anyone watching also, but just in case, I faced 4 Jads, and that was kind of crazy. That was the first time I've ever done anything like that.
4 Jazz?
Jads.
Jads.
So Jad.
It's like the medieval Chad.
No, it's like this big, I don't even know what the hell he is. I think he's kind of like a salamander, but like evil or something. I don't know. He was the hardest boss in the game at one point. Mm-hmm. But then people figured out how to do him better. But now there's like challenges that you can do where you face multiple of them at once. Mm-hmm. Multiple of the hardest boss that was once in the game.
Awesome.
So 4 of them at once. And I've never been more locked into RuneScape before. Shit was crazy.
I've never been less attracted to you.
I know. I gotta keep going. No, but other than that, though, had other things happen this week. Last Friday, after we did the podcast, went home, but then we went up to a neighboring town where there was... Oh, I probably should have found their name before I talk about them, but it was some sort of...
Second City or something like that?
Yeah, it was them. Second City.
I saw your mom's Facebook post because she tagged you.
You see my mom's Facebook post more than I do. Because I don't use Facebook.
I rarely do, but I opened it and I was like, hey, that's Mike.
I was like, how the hell do you know I was going to say that? Yeah, what'd you say it was? Second City
Improv.
Second City Improv,
it's a big improv.
Yeah, we went into there knowing it was improv. They said that, like Steve Carell was part of it at one point. I think other people of SNL was as well. And that was... I kind of thought it was going to be like a Who's Line type thing when we were going in there, but really it was kind of like a live Saturday Night Live, but like just like actually watching it. But like they like had like a guy at a keyboard, like music keyboard, who would be playing music throughout, but then he would also like cue things. So like the very first skit that they did, like there was like a running joke throughout it or whatever, and then like at the very end the guy's like, oh, what the fuck, and then like all the lights go out and like there's a hit and everything, so like it has like all the timing and stuff of like cool. Editing, which is pretty cool. And then like they mixed in some improv in there as well, so it was kind of like sketch comedy and improv. It was pretty cool.
That sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah, that was pretty. I was glad we went to go see that. It wasn't too raunchy either. I was interested to see how that was gonna go. Yeah. There was one where they were the 3 female members of the cast were like elves on the shelf, and then they like sexualized themselves, but like they were like, no, they were pretending to be like Backstreet Boys or something. So they were saying like really just like sexual innuendo as an elf on the shelf.
That's funny.
It was kind of funny though. Yeah, we did that, and then every year my family and I, we like to do like just go somewhere to see Christmas lights, like one of the lights exhibits or something. We went to a new place this year, a little bit more north in Chicago-ish, and that was pretty cool. You know, walked around, saw some lights. I had some churro bites that were probably the best churros I've like had. Like I bit into it, like had like a crunch, but the inside was so soft and it tasted so well. I was like, dude, this is what a churro should always be. This shit's crazy. I was thinking of sharing with someone, like saying like, hey, you want one? But I was like, maybe I'll just keep my own little secret. It's fantastic. But the lights were cool too. I mean, that's always fun, just doing lights with the family. We did that on Saturday. Then Sunday, watched a movie with my mom. We watched The Adam Project, which has like... Did you see that? Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds and the
kid who's playing Percy Jackson. In the
is that who that is? Mm-hmm. Ah, nice. Percy Jackson says some bad words in that movie.
No, he says them in the book too.
Does he? I don't fucking remember.
Well, not like...
I'm pretty sure it's like a hell... hell damn.
Hell damn. I think he says shit maybe once or twice.
Maybe. It's been... I honestly don't remember much about those books. It's been a long time.
Everything.
Yeah.
Ingrained in my childhood memory.
Yeah. That's my Harry Potter though.
Yeah.
Except for the Harry Potter books, I don't remember shit from that. But yeah, no, that was a pretty good movie. I mean, like it's kind of a stereotypical like action comedy, but you know there was also some like interesting themes on like grief and loss in there. That was like, you know what, that's kind of nice. It was pretty cool.
Movie.
Yeah, it was a cute movie. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. Yeah. Then on Wednesday, well. I'm sorry, how I want to... Yeah, I'll start with this one first. Yeah. On Wednesday, I went in our old high school band director. I mean, I've been talking about that. At some point, I'm going to work with the kids who are working on my clarinet piece that they're going to perform there. And our director messaged me at 8 p.m., like emailed me at 8 p.m. on Tuesday night and was like, I know this is short notice, but can you come in tomorrow? I responded at 2 a.m. because that's when I saw the email. I was like, oh yeah, sure. But so I got to work with the group on that. And that was pretty cool. I mean, I've worked with groups on like pieces I've written before, but like this is the first time they aren't like my peers. Right. And like I'm like kind of an official somewhat to be like an outside person. Hey, you're playing my piece. Let's talk about it. But I think it went pretty well. I mean, like they did a run through at the very beginning of it, and you know there was some stuff in there. And then I think by the last time they did a run through, it was sounding a lot better. And like I kind of gave them some advice, like just make sure you're making eye contact, moving together, and then getting all the pieces put together and everything. And then I think it'll work itself out. You guys are sounding good, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It was not too bad. And then the rest of this week, so Monday through Friday, today. Was doing the parking job for the first time. And it's been interesting. Yeah. I've definitely lost my faith in people's driving abilities this week.
It took you that long?
I mean, I've never really had much of it to begin with, but whatever I had just completely dissipated throughout this week. And some of it wasn't even at that parking center. Like, I think it was yesterday. I saw a fender bender hit and run on my way to work.
Awesome.
There were 2 people at a light. They were about to turn right. One guy was just stopped like you're supposed to be to turn right, and the other wasn't paying attention. And I saw a little boop, and then I was like, oh, that just happened. The guy in the front, turns to go to the right and like, hey, talk it out, I guess. And the other guy, boom, straight up. I was like, all right, well, I still got 40 minutes to get to work.
Well, that just happened.
Yeah, that. Yeah. But even at the place, I mean, most of the people are fine, but also people are just coming out of a shitty job. Most of them are like seasonal hires, so there's not much there keeping them there, kind of deal. So like there are some assholes. I think the first night someone on our team got called a stupid cunt, and there's usually yelling and that. Every now and then there's politeness that we see, and sometimes it's politeness mixed with anger. So like basically what I've been doing the whole time is there's like a 3-way traffic thing. It makes like a T, right? Yeah. So the top of the T, that's everyone coming into the building, and then they can turn either left or right to park. But then there's also separate things for dropping off and whatever. But they're coming straight in, then they can go either way on the T to park. And then all the people that are leaving, because it's at the shift change, all the people there, they gotta either turn right or turn left, and then there's a whole bunch of directions going everywhere. So that's why they need us there, because it's kind of insane the way that it's set up, and I'm guessing there been a lot of accidents. I'm sure. But people like to use this area of 3-way traffic of everyone coming in and everyone leaving to either drop people off in the middle of all that, or to just drive really slow and not really pay attention to what's going on or whatever. Or there was one guy who was coming in who dropped someone off in the middle. He's like, hey, can I just turn around? I'm like, no, you got to go through. This is how the flow of traffic works. And he's like, I'm just going to turn around. And I'm like, you can't do that, sir. And he's like, nah, it's okay. And then he did it and was going through. And the person who's like actually, because I'm following someone who's conducting the whole thing, but I'm just stopping one side. They're just like, you can't be doing that. You're going to get in an accident. He's like, oh, I'll pay for it. It's just like, this is a weird mix of politeness and rudeness and idiocy at the same time. He was so nonchalant. He's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll just do it. Whatever.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and then he held up everyone else by doing it. It's just like, what the fuck is your problem? What the hell? Yeah. And then I think on Tuesday, my director or whatever, like the guy who's like in charge of our whole section or whatever, I'm talking about it like it's a fucking music group, but the person who's in charge of all of us, he got a death threat, I think, on Tuesday. Yeah, someone was like, I'm going to hit you next time. I'm going to run you over. And then he was just like, okay. And then had us collect the license plate, and he immediately reported it to Amazon. It's just like, well, if you're going to fucking threaten my life, you're not going to have a job. Yeah, so, it's been interesting. The coworkers are very nice, though.
That's good.
Yeah, the people I'm working with are nice, and the guy who is in charge of things kind of knows our worth as well, so we're not out there the whole time. Like, he knows that if we're out there for the first hour, we're not going to be doing shit. People can figure it out themselves, but then, like, by the time the shift change comes, then we got to be out there for that. So we just kind of wait until we get the cue, like, okay, now everyone, let's go on, let's do this, and all that, and just, just in general, he's very understanding. Like, yeah, you have rights as a worker. I'm not gonna work you to death. Like,
I wish that wasn't a rare thing.
I wish it wasn't like that either. He is a little blunt to the driver sometimes, but I mean, in some ways, I think that's kind of what they need to hear. Yeah. But he's very kind to us and understanding, so that's really nice. So it's kind of I'm happy this is a temporary thing. I'll put it that way, but I'll be able to deal with it. And then I listened to one album yesterday. I listened to the Pink Pantheress album that came out. Heaven Knows is what it's called. Mostly, I think the reason I did is because she did an interview with Nardwuar, and I watched it out of curiosity, and it was just very wholesome. She was like a huge fan of Nardwuar and shit, and she like mentioned. Apparently, he did a Panic at the Disco one a long time ago, and she mentioned it. She's like, "Oh my god, they're like my favorite band." Oh, she's British? I know, right? I didn't know that either.
Wow, that was like the best British accent you've ever done.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it actually sounded British.
Sounded British.
It wasn't Australian.
They're like my favourite band. They're like my favourite band, bro. I love the Panic at the Discos.
How did you know that?
Yeah.
You're Pink Pantheress. We have to know.
Oh, you cheeky cunt. Yeah, I mean, it's actually a fairly decent album. I don't, and spoiler alert for when we do the monthly roundup, I'm not going to have a score for it just because I listened to it on the drive, and that drive is kind of strenuous because I'm going through just like construction and like the
battering ram.
Yeah, the battering ram is back. I'm going through construction and just like shitty drivers basically the whole way to work, so I'm not really focused on the music, but it was nice. It was actually pretty nice stuff. I like her voice on a lot of it. The production's really nice and bouncy and crisp and stuff.
Cool.
Pretty good pop album. So, yeah. But how about you, Colin? What you been up to? Why are you here? Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
I couldn't tell you, Joe. But I'm here again because I have a family Christmas party tomorrow. You know, it's usually the last couple of years. It's been like the first weekend back for winter break, but for some reason it's the first weekend of December this year, which great. But I like being home and everything. But it's like, damn, I just left.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. But, yeah, I'm here again, just till Sunday. Before I left last week, though, it was all cold and shit last week, if you remember. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, it was
cold as fuck.
Yes, I was out there.
Yeah. But, like, one of my tires started, like, losing air pretty quickly, and I was like, that's not good.
Like, while you were driving?
No. Just, like, it was just sitting outside.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, oh. And it was, like, going pretty quickly. And I was like, that's not good. So...
No bueno.
On Sunday before I left, my dad was like, we gotta go get that checked out. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I wanted to leave around like 3:34 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, I just had an appointment up at 5. And I was like, alright, cool. Yeah, I did that. Turned out it wasn't like anything wrong with the tire. It was something wrong with the rim. They just had to like, it was all like corroded on the inside, so they had to like scrape it out. And like there was a seal issue or something like that. The seal in there.
I was honestly trying to think of, isn't "Kiss from a Rose" by
Kiss
Seal?
Yes.
I was trying to think of a Seal song.
Kiss from a rose on the grave.
My favorite Community scene.
But yeah, so that wasn't a lot of money. I don't know if I said last week, but I had to get like an oil change. My brakes were fucked, so I spent like $500 something bucks.
Oh yeah, you did mention that.
That. So yeah, I was glad there was no more money having to be spent on that car.
Yeah,
last week.
a week apart from each other.
But yeah, that got dealt with. Jesus, and I went back down to College Town. Started on my paper that I haven't finished yet. Because I have had other papers due this week as well. So,
Did you start the paper before going back to school?
No. I really planned on it, and it just didn't fucking happen.
Happens.
And first draft's due on Sunday at midnight. I am about 2.5 pages in. So.
Of how many again?
15.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll be working tonight, and tomorrow after the party, and on Sunday, and it's gonna be good.
There you go.
Could be a lot of padding out.
Yeah.
But luckily it's just the first draft and it's for like peer editing groups, so it's like
that's
not
good.
as stressful, but it's still like ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have started this.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Life choices. I played Spider-Man. It's okay.
I played video games and talked to a girl.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's college and
it really
procrastination, baby.
Yeah. I would not have done better.
No. It was cold as shit again this week. It snowed on Sunday before I left. And
were you driving in the snow or?
Not really.
Okay.
It had stopped before I left. But it was still like all day. It was coming down. I was like, oh fuck it. Yeah. And then it got all cold and turned into ice and shit. And love that. And then been working. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend now.
Official?
Podcast official.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I have a guy now. So
nice. And it's not me.
No, unfortunately.
No.
You didn't pull the trigger fast enough.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to stay your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we got to be there for the baby, so.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they need their parents.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, that happened.
Mm.
And then, her name's Marie, by the way, to the podcast listeners. She's been watching the last couple of weeks, so hi, Marie.
Oh, has she? Hello, Marie. My name's Mike.
This is Mike. This is my boyfriend.
Treat him well.
Don't break his fucking heart.
What are your intentions with my friend? Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of like shit customers this week at the good old McDick's.
Nice.
Like Marie was having a lot of trouble with them, and then like yesterday, there were a couple that were like really fucking stupid. There was this dude that came up and he ordered on the app, and he got a McChicken, and he like got like extra mayo, extra lettuce, and like added another topping onto it. But he came up to the window and he was like, I was told to pull forward. And I was like, did you stop at the first window? He was like, no, I just pulled forward. And I was like, that's not how that works. And he's like, I just ordered a McChicken. And I was like, this is the only McChicken we have on the fucking screen. So this is yours. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I just ordered a regular McChicken. And then the girl that my coworker that took his order came up to the window and she's like, that's your McChicken. That's what you ordered. That's what I rung up. That's yours. And he's like, all right. And he left. That was like a 5-minute interaction. That
my God.
Happen.
Jesus.
And then there was another dude that came up and he got his food. And he's like, hey man, can I get a Sprite? And I was like, you gotta pay for it. And he goes, oh. What? Are you... What?
Oh my god. Was he college age?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Marie had one that was like this dude. He came up to the window, and he was like, "I need." He held out his. She gave him his small drink, and he's like, "I ordered a medium." And she's like, "No, you didn't." It's on the screen. It says a small, and she's like, "Well, I ordered a medium." And he stood there for like 5 minutes, holding up the drink. And like the managers were coming up to the window and everything. And of course they gave it to him because, you know, God, customers are always right.
Yep, no back.
But like she gets very mad at the customers. Just like, is he fucking stupid? What the fuck is he like right when the window's open and everything. And our manager was standing right there, and like usually he's pretty stringent on swearing and stuff at the store, but like he didn't say anything this time because he was like, he probably agreed. So like
he was thinking the same thing.
And there was another dude that she got that like changed his whole order at the first window. Wow. Like changed it all, and then he got to the second window, got his food, and he had taken off the McRib that he originally ordered. And he's like, I need a McRib, and she's like, well, it's not on your order. You'd have to pay for it. Yeah. Because it's not on your order. Yeah. And he's like, well, I need a McRib. You need it? But yeah, that was another like 5-minute interaction for her. Wow. So.
A lot of 5-minute interactions about that.
Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't think it happened that much, but
you would imagine that people would want their food fast at the fast
You'd
food.
think. But no.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fun customers the week after Thanksgiving.
And I'm sure that guy who got the medium drink instead of the small drink really put in the effort for that 5 minutes for that what 40 cents
that much drink
40-cent increase. Yeah 40 cents
something
off.
Like that.
I don't know. I don't even know how much they'll be able to hear that because I believe the mic is directional.
I don't know.
So
if you hear any like muffled screaming or noises, it's coming from below us because my siblings playing games.
Yeah, that's just our future love cage. We're holding them for their love cage in a little bit.
Yes, but we'll be down there soon to give them their love cage. It's gonna be a little awkward because they're my sibling, but you know, well, I'm not kissing them. So
yeah, you're kissing me, so
exactly,
it's all right.
Exactly,
you can hug your sibling.
Yeah, no, I hug them all the time. Yeah. I hug them all the time. But yeah, I didn't listen to anything new this week because I've been doing homework.
Do you even like music?
Not anymore, I guess.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot other than hang out with Marie and work and do schoolwork. So, pretty. That's becoming my usual.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's my week pretty much.
Cool.
Here's Moon Knight that I mentioned last week.
Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a cute little guy.
Cool little guy.
But he's standing on Quadeka's album.
Moon Knight on Kodaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cool.
Cool.
Want to talk about our monthly roundup?
Yeah, we can do the monthly roundup, and then we can do the other Wrapped.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. I only have 4, so.
Cool. Yeah, I have a few.
Mm.
All right. Well, I guess I will start off. This is what we listened to in
November.
Yeah. Selfless plug.
Yes,
but yeah, that's what we listened to in the month of November. All the albums. Why would you do that around me? It's fucked up. All right. The first thing I listened to was Lahai. I believe that's how it's spelled or pronounced by Sampha. And yeah, I mean, I'm still really digging this album. Kind of instantly made my list of albums of the year. I'm like, God damn, this shit is tight. It's really good. Tight. And the production is probably some of my favorite production all year, especially with the drums and the bass. Like, it just sounds so crisp and smooth throughout here. And then Sampha Sampha's got just beautiful angelic vocals over the whole thing, and then the first run of tracks is so good. I'm not as huge about the second half, but it's still hello Noah Con I'm still not as huge about the second half, but it's still really good stuff on there, and there's occasional stuff. I mean, my favorites on here, Spirit 2.0. Love that track a lot. Dancing Circles has grown on me a lot. Suspended and Only is another highlight on there. It's just a really good record. It's just so solid throughout. And I have it at a really, really strong 8. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to actually listen to that one, but I haven't yet. But maybe once schoolwork calms down.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Dive into music again.
Yeah.
First thing I listened to was the Hosier, the debut album from Hosier, and yeah, it's good. It's a good debut. I still think it's weird how not as Irish he sounds on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it's that rocky bluesy sound. I like the singing quite a bit. Of course, I like the singing. It's Hosier, however you want to say it. I don't care. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it because we did a whole episode on it. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. I have it at a strong 8. My favorites were Jackie and Wilson, Work Song, Cherry Wine, Take Me to Church, Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, I can also plug the Hosier episode because my next thing is just the Hosier discography, aside from Unreal on Earth. But I listened to it previously. We listened to the whole thing though, but the Hosier discography as a whole, I gave I think a decent 7 or 7, something like that, with the potential for it to grow more, because I mean, there's fantastic tracks he's got in there. The first album, second album has some good stuff too, but the third album really showing him growing a lot. It's one of my favorites of the year. So, yeah, Hosier, looking forward to the next one. It's good stuff.
My next one is Wasteland, baby.
Ooh.
By Hosier. It's not as good as the other two, but I think there's a lot of good stuff on it. The start is very interesting with I don't remember what it's called. It's the Nina something or other. Whatever the debut track is, it's a really interesting soulful kind of thing with a feature on it. Yeah, I still had a lot of fun with it. I think it's good. It's a little more poppy at points. And that's not my favorite part of the album, but I think that he sounds great on it. Of course, I like a lot of the production on it. And yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. My favorites were B, Shrike, and Nobody, and I give it a solid 8.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Next thing I listened to was a little remix EP album thing that Jockstrap released called, oh god, I need to remember this again. Oh yeah, I Love You, Cutie, I Envy You, is I believe how that is pronounced.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever actually got to see that spelling, but I believe that's what that is. I Love You, Cutie, I Envy You.
I love you, cute. I love you, Tin VU.
Cute and View. Cute and View.
You are cute in view.
Yeah. But it's a pretty solid remix thing. I mean, all of them are tracks that came from their album from last year, but redone. Some of it gets a little out there in terms of, I mean, I'm okay with weird stuff, but like it gets to like the weird type of remix and EDM and just like, it almost feels like weird to be weird. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not as into that. But there's some cool stuff on here though, like Good Girl I liked a lot, and Pain Is Real I was liking too. And then there's one original song at the end called Sexy Too that I think is a really nice, just like folk guitar ballad with Georgia Ellery just giving some really nice vocal performance there. So it's cool, but not like too notable. I gave it like a really strong 6. So yeah.
All right. Next thing I listened to was the new James and the Shame EP. It is called sorry.
You better be.
I am. I think it's No More Love to Give, something like that. Nothing Left to Give. By James and the Shame. It's 6 songs. I like them all quite a bit. Like I said, when it first dropped, I think I like it more as a whole than than his full album, and I kind of still agree with that. I do like it a lot. I think it kind of shows a little more progression since the first album. It's not solely about like religion. There's a lot of songs about his wife, of course, which is of course. And that's very sweet. I like the song with Link that I had for my song of the week a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's very good. It's a good listen. That last song is especially interesting about his grandpa that he never got to have a relationship with. It's an interesting listen, but it's a good little less than a half hour EP to hop into. My favorites were Nothing Left to Love, I Think I'm Supposed to Like This, Sure Thing, and Small Man. Small Man was the one about his grandfather. But yeah, and I'd probably give it like I think I gave it like a strong 8 on Album of the Year.
Cool.
So
I still need to check that one out.
yeah,
That's
I think you'd like it.
my fault. I keep forgetting. Yeah, the next thing I listened to was Young Cook.
John Cook.
Called Golden. I got just curious. Never have listened to BTS or BTS offshoots before. And wasn't a huge fan of this one. Just pretty much the definition of soulless pop music is what I put. The producers on here just kind of use Jungkook as like a fleshlight to sorry. It's kind of true though. Like he's just a vessel for their stuff.
Could have said that.
Yeah, I really could.
While I was taking a sip of water.
I had it in my mind. I saw you going for the water. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Colin. But yeah, I mean, like, it's like, okay, yeah, Shawn Mendes wrote this one. Okay, yeah, Ed Sheeran wrote this one. And John Bellion, I love you, but John Bellion wrote this one. It feels just soulless and completely corporate. But at the end of the day, it's pop music, and just most of it was in one ear and out the other for me. So that's why it's at a decent 4.
Love that.
Yeah.
My last thing is the new AJR album, the Maybe Man.
Woo.
I haven't returned to it. I'll have to before the end of the year, but
You have to.
it's a requirement. But I still think it's not good. It might show a little bit of improvement, maybe a little hope for the future at some points, but there's too many points where it made me cringe. I hate it. I hate it so much. It sounded like the Click to me at points, and it made me want to shoot myself. What is it? Joe's going to London. Steve's going to London.
Yeah. No, Joe is the bully or whatever.
Right.
He wanted to,
from the last album.
Yeah. Come on, Colin, get your AJR lore together.
Like there were points that I did like it. The Dumb Song is good. I can't remember anything else that I liked. The Dumb Song's good. But there was just too much on there that I was like, man, this is just old AJR, and I won't say good old AJR because it's not. And I just, man, we've been over it many times, but if they spent a little more time. Oh, God is Really Real is also a good song.
Yeah.
If they spent a little more time on the lyrics, just a little more time, and just like did a complete 180 with how they write songs, they'd be great because they have talent.
Yeah.
They have it. They have the ability to make good music, but they just choose not to.
Yeah.
And so, man, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You get the streams, yeah, you get the radio play, but are you really happy with what you're putting out? Like, anyway, yeah, I have it like a light 3, I think.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, not my favorite, but
yeah.
It might grow on me on my second listen. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, for me, the Maybe Man, AJR, I'll put it this way. I still am not this is a good album. But I definitely do enjoy it a little bit more than Colin does. I think I'm a little bit more forgiving with the potential there. Yeah. And I also, even though I don't like how they do stuff, I do respect the fact that they know what they want to make, and they do make it. But I do agree that the writing on here is not great for most of it. There's little moments in there where I'm like, okay, that's actually... It's improved on a lot of the tracks, in my opinion, but there's also terrible things like talking about my skinny jeans, and I don't give a shit about your skinny jeans. But, I also think the music on here is a little bit more bearable than usual from them. I love the Dumb Song. Okay, maybe not love, but I do really like the Dumb Song.
Noah's just still hanging out.
Noah's still hanging out. I've been using this. Dumb Song I still like. And I don't know. There's some other stuff on here. Like Maybe Man, the opener... It's got some cringe lyrics in there, but it has kind of a structure to it that's kind of interesting, and I kind of liked how they did this instead of, their fucking overtures that they like to do. It has kind of a cool climax point, even if it doesn't build up to it that well, and things like that. And there's things I enjoy about songs like Turning Out Part 3, some things I enjoy.
Yeah, I like the sex lyric.
Yeah, the sex lyric. Those are always the best ones on here. Contrary to a lot of people, I think I Won't is kind of good. I kind of like that one. God is Really Real, I think, is alright. And then 2085, I don't love everything about this track, but I do really like the climax it comes to at the very end and how it ties back into the whole thing. I don't know. I think there's a nice form that goes throughout this album about growing and finding yourself that I think is... while they've talked about those topics before, I think it is delving into it further here. And if they still are doing the childish bullshit on the next album, then that's makes this one even worse. Because this whole album kind of almost sounds like, hey, this kind of shit's not working that much anymore for us. Why am I still acting like a child? Yeah. That's kind of what he talks about in DJ is crying for help. And I'm like, hopefully this is the last time then.
Once they all get into their 30s, it's a little sad.
Yeah, I don't know if Jack's in his 30s yet, but the other two definitely are. And Jack's very close.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. But
that's only one critic review. I was like, man, they're eating them up.
Yep. Fantano didn't even review it. He just gave it a short little thing yeah, AJR's still not good. But yeah, I'm a little more forgiving to it, and I have it at a strong 5. It did shrink on me my next few listens, because I think I had it at a light 6 before. But, I respect the potential a little bit more on this one, and I'm hoping it goes further from here, and I'm hoping they see people being like, this is better, and they're like, oh, I'll be better. I don't know.
Great album cover.
Yes, album cover, legitimately one of my favorites of the year,
Yeah.
and will probably. It may be up for a brokey.
It might be.
It might be.
It might be up for a good brokey this year.
I know,
Crazy.
right? It's crazy. Next thing I listened to was Franzoli by Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. It's a band that my friend likes. I'll be honest, I listened to this once, and it was kind of in the background. I don't remember anything about it, so
Cool.
not going to talk about it.
Like two.
It was fine. It was noise, psychedelic pop, rock, that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. But also, I didn't have the the
drive.
the drive to return to it.
The want.
The want. Then after that, I listened.
Desire.
I want to turn into you.
Oh.
I'm just making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing I listened to, God damn you, was New Blue Sun by Andre 3000. My favorite flautist in the world.
Yes.
I mean, I just want to say I gave it a 6 before Fantano, so not copying him. I think my review, this first part of it, is pretty much what it is. I mean, it's an hour and a half of meditative flute fluttering.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. Some of the tracks have really cool climaxes. The names are kind of funny on some of them. And I think the last track was the only one that I was like kind of grooving throughout, like the whole thing. But a lot of it's just really repetitive, not really all that interesting to me until it gets to that climax points. It's all right. I mean, if you want like some meditation music, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. There you go. Andre 3000's got you covered. But I don't know. It's just overly long to me and doesn't hold my interest except for the few moments where it does. So, Yep. Decent 6 from me on that one.
Yeah.
And last one is Heaven Knows by Pink Pantheress. Like I said, only listen to this one somewhat in the background, not fully paying attention to it. I don't even have a review on Album of the Year for it yet. Oh no. Pink Pantheress. What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
That's not Pink Pantheress. I didn't make that connection until Narbor mentioned it in the interview.
Yeah.
He was like, Pink Panther! He gave her something like that. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That makes sense. There's some good stuff on here. Boys Liar Part 2. I've never really hated that song. It's alright.
On here? That's an old ass song.
I think it just kind of got tacked on because it got so
Okay.
huge on TikTok. If I had to guess.
You're making fun of me.
Capable of Love. I'm glad to see. I actually haven't looked at this, but I'm glad to see that one has a high rating. I really liked Capable of Love. I remember, but I only heard it once in the car. So, but there's some cool stuff throughout here. Some of the features are whatever, but I gave it like a decent 7. I don't know why I went through all that effort because I don't really have much to say about it. So here we are. Okay.
Did you see one piece of music news? Did you see that?
One Piece.
Yeah. Lil Nas X is teasing music.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he's teasing a little music, and people are getting mad at him because he's like, "I'm entering my Christian rock era," and conservatives were like, "Boo!" And he went, "I posted a 30-second snippet, and you wrote a whole diss track. That's sad."
Oh, that man knows how to stir people.
He
up.
really does. I love him.
Yeah, it's
Love him
great.
to death.
Yeah,
Just like you listeners.
audio listeners.
Audio listeners, not visual listeners.
Mm.
Or watchers.
No, visual listeners. Listen with your eyes. Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other big music news, but...
Cool. I don't think I've seen anything. Not music news, but I did see that I think next week we're getting the GTA 6 trailer.
December 5th, we're getting the GTA 6
Yeah.
trailer. Which it's kind of weird that they're not waiting till the Game Awards that are on Friday next week.
Oh, that is a little weird. Well, maybe just because it may be a courtesy thing because that would overshadow anything else that happens.
Sure.
It could be a courtesy thing.
I mean, I can see them playing it still at the Game Awards, but
yeah,
I get that.
That
People
may be
just
the call.
tune in for the GTA and then
Right.
tune back out. But
Right.
Yeah,
But
we'll see. I'm excited for the Game Awards though. I love the Game Awards. Best award show other than Brokey's.
Of course.
No, but yeah. You want to hop into this rap?
Goddamn right I do.
Drop a beat. Nice. Yeah. It's the end of 23.
I honestly just did the fucking... Do you remember the library rap from Community? Donde está la biblioteca?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly...
That.
When you had me do that, instinctively I just did the same rhythm that they do.
Alrighty.
Alright, well...
Yeah,
Do you do them through screenshots?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I can also go through Spotify.
No, well, I think it would probably be easier through screenshots, if you ask me.
Yeah, well.
Just because I don't know how easy it is to stop Spotify. So.
I think it's the
Cool.
same as like stories on Snapchat or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
you don't want to hold the whole time.
It's whatever. I didn't screenshot them in order, so it's like...
Oh, so do you want me to start it
Yeah,
off things then? Okay, cool. Spotify.
Copyright.
Spotify Wrapped.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite time of the year.
Sure
Except for mine.
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't post mine this year. We'll talk about it. But I had a feeling things were going to be a little strange. But starts off, it's like 2023 was a feast for your ears. And then they said, you listened to 28 genres. And I think I kind of hate how they're still doing this format because I definitely listened to more genres than 28. But
Right.
I think that means 28 new genres. And whatever the hell Spotify defines as a genre.
Yes.
It can get weird
Indie,
sometimes.
POV indie.
Right, yeah. But
Dream SMP.
I listened to, the amount of Lovejoy that sometimes I listen to, I get a little scared of that sometimes. And I'll spoil it hasn't happened. But if it were to, that would... but yeah, 28 genres, new genres I listened to this year.
Yeah. I got 24, so only 4 off. I think Noah, he said that he got like 48 or something like that.
Goddamn.
I was like, God damn, dude. I definitely think I listened to more than 24, but like you said, it might just be 24 new
I think
ones.
it's new ones, yeah.
But yeah, I got 24, and I was like, okay, alright.
Yeah. Because I think like last year, mine was literally like 6 or something.
Yeah.
Like it was really low. I was like, what the fuck?
That's not true.
Yeah. I was like, I was diverse this year.
Yeah.
But
it tells you which ones
yep.
you listen to. How did your taste stack up? It takes a little chuckle sandwich.
Little Chucky Sammy. Yeah.
Mine's being made right now, so you can
Oh, okay.
yours.
My sandwich, on top we got pop, then we got POV indie, my favorite kind of indie, the point of view one.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop right in the middle. Then we got rock and art pop, and all of that makes complete sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yours is an actual. Mine's a burger. Yours is a sandwich. So.
What the fuck?
my top is rock, and then POV indie, and then rap, and then pop, and then indie rock.
I found it interesting that you had rap, but I had hip hop.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really listen to all that much like rap and hip hop this year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, other than the stuff that I already have.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it, but my number 3 artist is like, really?
Yeah.
But yeah. And then after that, it tells you where in the world your music taste is like similar. And mine was in Burlington, USA.
Yo!
What?
Burlington, USA. For me, it says people here are more likely to be fans of Black Midi, Black Country New Road, and the Backseat Lovers. So.
Yeah, mine said be fans of Boy Genius, the Backseat Lovers, and Black Country New Road.
Yeah.
So
a lot of sad people in Burlington,
I guess
USA.
so.
Yeah.
I think June and Noah both got Flagstaff, Arizona. And then my stepmom got somewhere in Canada.
I've only... From what I've seen from people talking about this rap, I don't think there's like that many options for this because I had seen people talking about Burlington, USA, and like how, sad gay people get music here.
Yeah.
For the record, none of mine are gay people. Well, I guess one guy in Black Midi is, but...
I got Boy Genius on mine.
Yeah, so you're gayer than me. no, but... yeah, so I think like there is like a limited amount. It's not like whoa, this could be anywhere in the world. I mean, to an extent.
Well, yeah, but Noah said he got Flagstaff, but it also said Backseat Lovers.
What the fuck?
So I don't know.
I have no idea.
This was a weird edition.
It was. It could have been cool, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't even know where. I've been trying to decipher. Did you find out where Burlington is? Is that New York?
No. I think it's like Vermont, maybe.
Is it really that far up?
I don't know.
It might be. I actually don't exactly know where the Canada line is when there's no Canada line.
It looks like it could be around.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I don't fucking know.
Alright.
But yeah, next thing is how many songs you played. Mine was 2,214.
Rookie.
Okay.
Mine was 3,529 songs in 2023.
Damn.
Not all that much more.
That's a good amount more.
It's like only by like 1,000.
Yeah, but it's still a good amount.
Alright.
Alright, but what was your top song? Oh, wait, do you want me to guess? Oh, yeah. I probably won't be able to guess. Give me a hint.
Don't look, because I actually forgot. Alright, yeah, go ahead and guess.
Oh,
wait, did you say hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
Hint, same artist as last year.
Is it... is it Turbine's Pigs?
Nope. You can look if you want. I got it off the screen. Oh, wait, do you want me to put it on the screen?
Yeah, fuck it.
Alright. Apparently it was Laughing Song by Black Country. Which
yeah, good choice.
I do like that song a lot, but I definitely feel like I listened to Turbine's Pigs and I Won't Always Love You more than that one.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Right. You want to guess what mine is?
I'm not gonna lie, I accidentally glanced at your phone when you were.
Okay.
So I saw
Did you see the
album.
title?
I saw the album cover. I'm guessing it's Boy Genius. That's
Yes.
what I saw. I'm guessing $20.
Yeah, it's $20.
That's a good one.
I played it 44 times this year, starting on January 20th.
See, mine's only 11, which I find kind of crazy that my highest played song this year was only 11 times.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I did a lot of random listening this year.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, it tells you the rest of your top 5 songs.
Mm-hmm.
You Romantic You. My top songs are $20.
Okay.
Family Ties.
All right.
Kendrick Lamar. Francesca by Hosier.
Oh.
And then Not Strong Enough by Boy Genius. And This Is Why by Paramore.
That's a good list, honestly.
Yeah,
That's a really solid list. Mine was Laughing Song, Black Country Road.
Uh-huh.
Apparently Reach the Sunshine by Lil Yachty,
Okay.
which is a good song, but I wouldn't have thought number 2. Dumbest Girl Alive, 100 Gex. That one does make sense to me. I honestly am surprised that's not at 1. Thunder by Maruha, that I talked about. That I talked about a while ago. That one I'm also not surprised to see. And then Across the Pond Friend, apparently, is by Black Country Road is also there. You had that as your song of the week.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite off that album.
I was going to say, you said that.
Yeah, like, I still like it. It's a good song, which is another reason why I'm confused why it's there.
Uh-huh.
And also, most of this list, even though I'm like, that doesn't quite represent what I felt like this year, my first issue with why I didn't share my Spotify Wrapped comes with this list, because when you do just the little screen cap thing and send it, it just says Thunder, and part of what I'm thinking was just like, what if someone thinks that's Imagine Dragons Thunder?
I wouldn't think so.
You haven't seen the artists yet.
No.
So, yeah, that was the first little issue. It's a more minor one, but when I sent it to my friends, I was like, that's not Imagine Dragons Thunder, but for the record, it's a much better song.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
But and then it moves on to how many minutes you listened to this year, and it's an all-time low for me. Like, surprisingly,
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not low. It's still a lot of fucking minutes, but mine was only 28,910 this year.
Well,
but
mine, I didn't check too many previous years. I just only checked last year, but mine was also lower this year. Mine was 26,000.
I got more minutes than you.
Yeah. I also don't really, the minutes that I always tell people, like, I think, not to sound too pretentious, but when I'm listening to music, I think I typically like listen more than most people do. I don't usually have music on in the background when I do stuff. So like a lot of that time is just straight up listening to albums or trying to focus on music, or if I'm driving somewhere. But
Right.
yeah,
So, that's 20 days nonstop.
That's 18 days nonstop.
Pussy. Listen to more music.
I guess I had too much to do with my life for those 2 days, so.
Yeah, mine peaked on March 20th with 375 minutes.
Mine peaked on July 6th with 294 minutes. What was yours? 375?
375.
And I was in the top 14% of listeners worldwide.
Nice. What was I doing on that day?
Yeah, I was trying to think of that too. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing on July 6th.
Was I writing a paper? Was it the day that all those albums came out?
Well, that would have been 3 days after your birthday, right?
No.
No?
May.
May.
Close, but no.
If it were to say May 20th, that would have been 3 days after your birthday.
It would have been. That's the closest we've gotten to remember.
Honestly, true. I'm working on it.
The only thing I can think of is, like, I know towards the end of... That March 20th might have been the day that Boy Genius, Fall Out Boy, and Black Country New Road dropped that day.
It might have been.
Or no, it wasn't Fall Out Boy. It was the Scary and the Hose, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible that I was listening to all those that
Possible.
day. But yeah, I was in the top 12% of listeners worldwide.
You were better than me, yeah.
I'm just better than you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and then you move on to...
Also, I just want to comment while it's on the screen right now. I don't exactly know what the aesthetic of this is supposed to be.
It was just weird.
It's just like 90s clip art.
Yes, it's kind of like a weird SpongeBob cloud flower, but not well drawn at all.
Yeah, over just like intentionally clashing colors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest one. But,
yeah.
And then it moves on to how many artists you listen to this year. You want to say yours first?
Sure. I listened to 803 artists this year, but one came out on top.
God damn, that's
Can't guess yet. What'd you do?
Mine was 401.
That's actually, that's crazy. I listened to like almost exactly double.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I don't know. I mean, I did listen to... I don't want to say a lot of playlists, but like there was a time during the summer where I did listen to like Discover Weekly stuff quite a bit. And like I listened to my friends Discover Weekly as well. So like maybe it came from there. I don't know if that would have been 400 separate songs though. So I don't know. 400 is still good though.
Yeah.
It's an artist.
But one came out on top. You know mine already because you accidentally saw mine.
I did. For just reference, Snapchat. Colin's my friend on Snapchat. One of the only two people I have streaks with, him and John, and just his little character on my friend screen. I just saw a little. Well, do you want me to spoil?
You want to guess?
I think I saw Hayley Williams pressing her face up against.
How'd you know?
Yeah.
Paramore was my top artist of the year.
Yeah. Sorry, you wanted me to go first, but
it's okay.
Yeah, Paramore. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Good one.
But I was in the top 0.5% of fans.
Wow.
Yeah. So with 1,472 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'm gonna. Is it Black Country New Road?
It is not.
No.
No.
Is it 100 Gex?
No, it's an obvious one. I could say that.
Imagine Dragons.
No. I'm kind of sad that was obvious.
You
think that's obvious?
Black Midi?
No.
Tom Pilots?
Think even just like sadder and broader.
Sadder and broader. Boy Genius. Sad broads.
Actually, yeah. That was an educated guess.
I don't know what it is.
Radio.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I was in the top 2%.
Red IO.
Yeah. Red IO. Yeah. Red IO weed. Yeah, I was in the top 2% of fans. I spent 947 minutes with Radiohead, which I'm actually kind of surprised by because I think last year I was expecting them to be. I don't remember if they were number one. I think Black Country New Road was, but they were up there, and I knew they were going to be because I listened through all their albums again last year. This year, that's purely from random, just listening random. I probably listened through their albums a few times, but yeah, Radiohead.
Well, there you go.
Not surprising. Things start getting weird after this.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm still thinking about how good that sad broads joke
It
was.
was. That was quick. You were quick with it. All right.
I don't call women broads.
Yes.
I was joking. It was a joke.
Mm-hmm. Should we make some sexual abuse jokes on here? Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Or domestic abuse, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Matt Rife.
Yeah, my favorite.
He's got a great chin.
Mm-hmm.
Surgically attached chin.
Yeah.
Well, and then this year they went through what month you listen to your top artists most.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for Paramore, mine was in February, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's when their album dropped.
For me, so yeah, well, in this next section, I guess we'll be going through the artists in order while talking about when we listen to them. Apparently, Radiohead, I listened to them most in August. So
Interesting.
yeah.
My second top artist is Hozier. And my peak listening month for him was August, which makes sense because that's when his album dropped. That's when I fell in love with him.
Yeah,
So.
fell in love with Hozier. My number 2 artist, the Beatles.
Oh, they made it on from the artist analysis.
They made it on from the artist analysis. And my peak listening month was July. I
What?
wonder what happened in July. You know what? Actually, I'm connecting some dots here. Remember, I had July 6th for my most.
Oh,
I probably listened
yeah.
to a couple Beatles albums that day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My number 3 artist, which I'm surprised is here. Like, I'm glad he's still here. He was my number 1 artist last year, but it's Kendrick.
Oh, nice.
My peak listening month was April. I could have sworn I listened to a couple more people more than Kendrick this year. But
I wonder if Family Ties counted towards that.
that's what John said. That's what John was saying. But like, it's not his song, so it's like.
I don't know. I don't know how features work sometimes. Yeah.
But yeah, it was like. I mean, I'm glad he's here. I love Kendrick. He's one of my favorite artists ever. But you know, I feel like I listened to a couple more artists more than him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that was April for Kendrick.
Nice. My number 3 artist, T-Swizzle.
Oh, no.
Taylor Swift.
Both artist analysis.
Both artist analysis. Taylor Swift, number 3 in January. And now I think you're starting to see why I didn't quite post it. Because it wasn't representative. Both Beatles. I mean, I'm glad I listened to all of the Beatles and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't personally say they were my top. It's also my fault for like willingly, not turning on the off streaming or whatever that's called. But yeah, listen to her most in January. So first artist analysis of the year, coming back to haunt.
She's still here. Radiohead and T-Swift.
Exactly, and the Beatles. I just sound like a basic ass white guy. Thunder by Imagine Dragons potentially.
My 4th top artist is Nothing But Thieves.
Nice.
Which I'm kind of surprised by. Like, I know they dropped a new album, but like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't listen to them that much.
Well,
We did an artist analysis.
I was gonna say I think we can talk about it a little bit because my number 4 is also Nothing But Thieves.
And we're both in August.
Both in August, and you know why?
Artist
analysis.
And
like, that was another one that was like, okay, these 3, the Beatles, Taylor Swift, and even though I love Nothing But Thieves, and they had an album drop this year, I don't know if they would have made my top 5 without the artist analyses. I'm
just now realizing that the thing around the wave around the circle is like your listening habits. So like it's like really high.
Oh,
it's like a wave.
Oh, that is interesting.
I want to see what does Taylor Swift look like.
Pretty much.
I mean, hey, you listen to her other times too. I guess
I did. I think the October, November is because I listened to Folklore once in there.
Yeah, Hozier is like August, and then it just like it's straight bar from like that until October.
I like how the Beatles is Radio Silence. Yeah, and I probably listened to like Here Comes the Sun right there, and then just big wave.
Yeah. I guess I listened to Kendrick a lot at the beginning of the year. But and
then Radiohead's dispersed, which makes sense. I didn't notice that. Thanks.
I didn't notice that until I was looking at yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my number 5 is Boy Genius.
Nice.
In April was their peak listening month for me.
Cool. And then for me, my number 5, Black Country New Road. Mm-hmm. Peak listening month was March, which probably was when the album came out. Mm-hmm. Then pretty evenly dispersed throughout the year.
Boy Genius. I guess I didn't listen to them very much between June and July.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good most of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my top 5 artists. Paramore, Hozier, Kendrick, Nothing But Thieves, and Boy Genius.
My top 5 artists: Radiohead, The Beatles, Taylor Swift, Nothing But Thieves, and Black Country New Road.
You really sacrificed your rap this year for...
Yeah, could I be any more white from this picture?
Yeah, I guess the only one... I guess the only artist analysis, effect on mine was Nothing But Thieves.
Yeah.
But...
And for the record, I'm not like mad that artist analysis impacted it. I willingly knew that that potential was there. But I mostly do it for Last FM, actually, really, that I don't turn off the streams, because I do want Last FM to show, like, hey, I've listened to these albums once, at least. I have heard them before.
I'm genuinely surprised I didn't get T Swift or Beatles on
Yeah.
mine, but...
Well, do you turn your plays off when you do it? Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean, I also... we'll talk about it more, like, as the year goes on, too, but, like, 2023 wasn't, like, a huge year for music for me. Like, I wasn't, like, super into, like, any artist. I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking good. I've never heard of this before. I didn't, like, I didn't hyperfixate on anyone this year.
I did. I hyperfixated on Paramore, Hozier, and Boy Genius. So it's
and that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, though, like, I knew Black Country Road was going to be there. I knew Black Midi was going to be there, because I just... but this year I did a lot of just shuffling through my entire song playlist, listening to whatever I felt like listening to. It wasn't as much of a, oh my god, I cannot stop listening to this AJR album, you know? But
did you get an artist message from Radiohead?
Nope.
Damn.
Didn't get one from Radiohead, and 2 of the Beatles are dead, so who do you think I got a message from?
Taylor!
I got a message from T Swift telling me, oh my god, thank you, thanks for coming out to the Eras tour.
You're welcome!
I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting represented by T Swift here. Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
And then it's podcast time.
Yep.
I'm a great listener, apparently. I spent 9,080 minutes listening to podcasts this year.
God damn. I did not listen to them.
I'm a big podcast boy.
Yeah.
No, you're too far!
That's too far. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, yeah, okay, well.
I could have guessed it was Struggles.
I don't think I got it. What?
You didn't screenshot that one?
I honestly don't even know if I got that.
I'm sure you did.
Maybe I did.
But
yeah, I don't really listen to podcasts that much, and when I do, it's Chuckle Sandwich. And when I'm listening to Chuckle Sandwich, it's because I'm driving somewhere. Because a lot, especially recently, since I've been home, I just listen to Chuckle Sandwich, or watch Chuckle Sandwich when it gets released. I only listen to 412 minutes of Chuckle Sandwich, and probably just of podcasts in general. Because I don't...
Did you listen to the Last of Us podcast?
I didn't on YouTube. I listened to it. I didn't listen to it on Spotify. I honestly think that probably is just all I listened to. Okay. I don't think I listened to any Tiny Meat Gang this year, or last year. I think Gus and Eddie was on there, but you know. But maybe that was 2 years ago. I don't know. But yeah,
my top podcast was Ear Biscuits with Rhett and Link.
Nice.
I listened to 2,287 minutes of it, and I'm a top 11% fan. My other top 5 podcasts goes Ear Biscuits, then Brain Leak, which is the Jacksepticeye guy, and Ethan Nestor podcast.
Is that a good one?
It's very good.
I was gonna say if it's number 2, it probably is. But
they're very funny. Yes. Then Do Go On, which is it's a podcast that I started listening to a long time ago, where they just go through like historical events.
Oh, nice.
And like they just talk through them. It's very interesting, very funny. They're comedians. Yeah. And then Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I had a little stint where I was listening to a lot of those.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then HBO's The Last of Us podcast.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm a big podcast, but I'm surprised Critical Role didn't make it on there.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I listened to a lot of them. And
when did you start listening to that though?
It was like August or September.
Oh, really? Damn, was that?
It might have been October. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. They're like, I listened to at least 20 of those.
Yeah, and those
are
are
all like 4 hours long.
Right.
So it's like, I would have guessed that they'd be on there. And then they had this new little thing where it shows you what kind of listener you are.
Oh, yes. I don't think, let me Okay.
It's okay.
Yep. I think
the way you listened this year makes you a hero, or maybe should we say an anti-hero?
When I got that message, I thought it was a Taylor Swift reference.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I know, but like I thought it was like curated because I pretty much got that right after the message from Taylor Swift because the podcast thing just swept by.
Yeah.
I think this was the only slide I had for podcast.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it gives you this cool little like art piece looking thing, and it just tells you what kind of listener you are.
We're probably the same one.
Probably are.
Guess.
I think so. I got hypnotist.
I believe that's what I got too. Yep,
Yeah.
hypnotist.
That just means you
Your concentration is absolute friend.
You like to play albums all the way through, from the opening track to the final note. Which is true.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Sorry, that's how we do that in church.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of albums from beginning to end.
Me as
over
well.
And over again.
That's just how I usually listen to music.
Yeah.
So. The 11 times I played Laughing Song was probably from the album.
Which, you'd think would make Up Song your top song or one of those.
You would think. Yeah. And also, I definitely listened to Turbine's Pigs outside of the album.
Yeah.
So, like, in Laughing Song, I must have, but, like, I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. It's a cool little piece of art.
Yeah, a little piano thing.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking This Is Why, the record, fucking Unknown on Earth, all like beginning to end a billion times. So it's like, yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it for Wrapped. Really, just as a little recap.
Yep. And yeah, this is my one, and just with the artist, two of them being like the Beatles and Taylor Swift. I don't think would have made it any other year. Well, Taylor definitely wouldn't have made it. The Beatles, I don't think, would have made another year. And, like, just, the Radiohead on top, which I would have been fine with, but I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't represent me, so I didn't really post it anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then, Thunder being there with all this pop stuff on the side. I'm just like, there's no way to guarantee. There's no way to guarantee. My top genre was pop by... Oh, wait, we did talk. That was the first thing, yeah.
But yeah, there's my little guy.
Yeah.
Look at that. But yeah, Mike doesn't want to show his because he's embarrassed. But
yeah,
loser. But yeah, that's our third Wrapped for BrokeN Boys.
God damn, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Cray tay. But we're a good amount in.
We are a good amount in.
So
have you been thinking about your song of the week, Colin?
I haven't really.
What?
Because I've been distracted with the fucking thing. I think all of my top 5 songs are on the playlist already. Let's see.
Actually, that's a good point. Are all mine? Well, my songs don't really. Yeah. I just remembered.
Let's see. I'll shuffle and see if I'm happy with it. I already have that. There's a lot of Hoser on there already. That's a good song, but no.
I love that song. Well, it does sound funny.
I'm just going. You already had that one. Fuck. Damn it. This motherfucker. You know what? I was shuffling through random playlists earlier on my drive home, and Modern Man by Arcade Fire played. Ooh. And I love The Suburbs, and it's been a long time since I listened to that album or song. So I was like, yeah, this is a fucking banger.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Modern Man by Arcade Fire.
There we go.
So I wait my turn on a modern man, and the people behind me.
Alright, that was Modern Man by Arcade Fire. What'd you think, Mike?
I love that song. I mean, I'm still not the most familiar with The Suburbs. Like, I've listened to it a few times, but, like, things in the back half of the track list, I don't fucking remember. But the first half, I do like. And this, I believe, is the second song?
It's
second or third?
It's somewhere at the beginning of the album.
Yeah, and I still remember the first time I listened to this, my nerdy ass brain just trying to figure out the time signature switches. And I do know them now, even though I wasn't conducting them correctly. But you know what? I love a little puzzle when I'm listening to my music. And then just in general, I mean, it's just a catchy song. It's got a nice little build at that climax point, and then just, I don't know, he sounds really nice on it too.
Yeah, the singer, I forget his name, but
is it Alex?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I listened to The Suburbs when we were like freshmen maybe in high school.
I know you've known it for a while.
Yeah, so it's very nostalgic to me. This one, like Rococo.
Yeah.
I love those fucking songs so much. And it made me want to re-listen to The Suburbs, so I'm going to have to do that soon. Maybe we'll roll them. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah, I love that song. It's great. That whole album's great. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's great. It's fantastic. Check out that and their first album. Good stuff. And Reflector too. Reflector's good.
Yeah.
From what I know, there's probably other stuff too. But yeah, what you got for us this week?
Well, I don't really have too much because I didn't get too emotionally attached to that Pink Pantheress record yet. But it did happen. I don't know. But I was just kind of scrolling through some of my top songs of the year and seeing if I mentioned all of them. I mentioned this one to you last week? We were it was whenever we got Red Lobster. It was a Carly. Yeah.
Olive Garden.
Yeah.
The other fancy place.
Yeah, the other 5-star restaurant.
Yes.
But it was there was a Carly Rae Jepsen song that came on. I was like, did I choose this as another song of the week? And you couldn't remember, and I couldn't remember. And I just checked now, and I didn't. So we're going for it. It's called Collage by Carly Rae Jepsen.
I did it to myself. I did it to you.
All right, that was Collage, spelled with a K, by Carly Rae Jepsen, spelled with a C. What'd you think? What'd you think of that, Colin?
I think it's a great song. I think she sounds great on it. I like the fucking groove with the drums at the end. Ooh, good shit. Very smooth. It's very sweet on the ears throughout the whole song. I didn't listen to this album or most of The Loneliest Time, I don't believe, last year. But I don't know. You said you liked this album?
I liked this one more than last year's, yeah.
But did it shrink on you at all? Or was it...
I listened to it again like a few weeks ago, and it definitely suits the summer better than it suits the winter. This song actually works kind of well for winter, but most of the album is like kind of upbeat, dancey type things. Right. I'm going to do another re-listen before I solidify my albums of the year, but it shrunk on me a little bit the last time I listened to it, but this song, I still love this song.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. Very, very good.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it when this album came out, and I talked about it, but, like, this is a lane I kind of want to see her doing a little bit more of, because she can fit that, like, kind of smooth voice really well. I really love the chorus of it, too, just the way the guitars and the pianos kind of enter in. It's just, like, I don't know, it feels very emotionally mature for her, and not that her other stuff isn't, but you know, it's not quite as much pop love song. It has a little bit more of a depth to it that I like a lot. And yeah, I think it's just a really nice song. Yeah,
cool, very cool. Well, you want to spin that wheel?
We should spin that wheel.
We're gonna spin that wheel now for
right.
Artist Analysis, the last one of 2023.
Woo!
What?
And then whoever has this also has the curse of being the episode before 150.
Yes.
Whatever that may be. But for now,
we'll see.
You gotta figure out who
Let's
this will be.
Spin that motherfucking wheel. Who's it gonna be?
They're gonna see before us again.
Who's gonna be?
Who's gonna be? Who we listening to for the next week?
Mitski.
All right.
Mitski.
I was just listening to the new album on the way here, revisiting that one. But
perfect. Cool. Yeah.
Well. I'm used to getting ahead of the curve.
First Artist Analysis of the year was our first female artist with Taylor Swift.
True.
And Mitski is our last, and she's our third, I want to say.
Did we have another woman this
year? I
year?
think we had Paramore as well.
Yeah, that counts.
I count it. But she has how many albums?
It looks like 6. I'm going to confirm that first one is on Spotify real quick. I should have looked up the name of the album. It's Retired from Sad. Okay. Tired from... Okay, yes, it is. So I believe we got 6 albums to do.
All right.
Is that good with you?
Yeah.
Cool.
And we also had Lord this year. I forgot. So 4.
Oh, yeah, we did have Lord. Yeah.
So,
I completely forgot we did Lord.
yeah. It was our shortest one yet.
It wasn't
tied for shortest of those year, but
yeah.
Yeah. We also
Cool.
did Denzel Curry this year. That's crazy.
I do. That one does make a little more sense to me. I just remember going around campus and all the things I had to do that week. But, yeah.
But yeah, Mitski, Irish Analysis next week, last one of 2023, and then, we'll have our year-end episodes after that.
Absolutely.
Including the 3rd annual Brokies.
Yeah,
So-
I think we usually do that at the beginning of January. I think.
so.
I'm going to double check all that shit.
Yes. But get excited. It's
Yeah.
coming up. End of the year's coming up.
Hell yeah.
Christmas is almost here.
Yeah, be ready for those year-end lists because they represent my music better than
Yes.
my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah. Mine's going to be slightly different than my...
Mine's going to be significantly different. No Radiohead on my year-end list, unfortunately.
What?
Maybe a Smile song.
Yeah. It's almost, kind of.
You're almost there.
But, yeah. Do you want to exit us out this time? We've done the
Sure.
last couple
A little
times.
exit music for a film.
Yeah.
For a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Tom, is that you?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening this week. If you're listening on streaming services, our audio listeners that we love to death that we mentioned earlier, you can come on over to YouTube and see our faces again. Whoa,
Hi,
hello.
we're here. Not the next couple weeks, probably.
Yeah.
But
we are here now.
yes.
We can you come over here, see us, but also you can go into the description and find a whole bunch of more shit from both of us. But before you do that, song of the week. Remember that thing we just did?
Yeah.
Where we talked about collage and we talked about
Modern Man.
Modern Man. My mind just had a little fuzz there. I was like, what? Yeah, where we talked about those two. You can go check them out. We got a playlist for myself for all my songs of the week. Got one for Colin for all his songs of the week. We got one for both of us combined, along with all of our guests that we always have.
Yes.
And that's a long ass playlist.
It's
It's over 20 hours at this point.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know
It's
where
a
it
long
is. Okay. It was just down there.
Mike's.
There's mine. Broken Boys, Songs of the Week, whatever. I don't care.
Whatever. It's a long playlist.
It is a long playlist.
You can go from anything from Mitski and more Mitski next week to to something similar like Leve or something completely different like Death Grips or Clipping.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a great time. Love all the songs in there. I don't think there's been a song that I've disliked that we've
No,
put in there.
well,
I was gonna say 100 Gex might be pushing
Yeah.
it for you or Death Grips possibly.
maybe I don't know. I don't think I hated them. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, go check those out.
Yep.
It's a great time. But we also got links to our own things. Colin over here, he runs our Twitter
first.
page. Huh?
Me first. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love you over here. In this corner of the room. But Colin, he runs our Twitter page, as well as our TikTok page.
Mm-hmm.
You can get updates on the Twitter for when the episodes are released, get notifications for that.
You good?
Yeah. I threw up. Got those, but also on TikTok, you post some funny clips from here. Who knows? Maybe the Sad Broads one will go up. I think that'd be a good one. But got that.
Sorry,
Colin,
reminded me of my funny joke.
remind me of how good I am.
Funny joke? Yeah.
But yeah, go check out those. I think a lot of good shit there. We also got, or Colin got an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music. Go there and see all that stuff.
Yep.
He's got Letterboxd where he rates and reviews movies.
Yes.
Any new films over there?
Yeah.
All right.
Once I finish the schoolwork, yes, I'm gonna watch all the fucking movies.
It's gonna.
I'm gonna watch Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna watch The Killer. I'm gonna watch Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm gonna watch Priscilla. I'm gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy's.
So much violence in your movies. Killers of the Flower Moon. Five Nights at Freddy's about 5 killers or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But look forward to that. For now, you can get a head start.
Yeah,
Check out
there's
everything he's already got there.
There's plenty there, right?
Got that, and then he also has an Instagram review page.
Yeah, I sure did at one point.
For albums.
Yes.
Where in proximity are you to them, Colleen? Sorry, that's an offensive name. I called you Colleen because I was trying to be funny, but then I rememred Colleen Ballinger, which is not a good association. So
Correct,
you are
correct.
Colin.
I mean, there's many other Colleens in the world.
I don't know him. That's the only one
I don't know
of.
Colleen Ballinger, but
You don't know?
I mean, I know her.
Okay.
I don't know her personally.
Right. I think it's the only one I know
Actually,
of.
I did when I was young, and she
Oh.
texted me about her sex life,
Oh. It's a
and
little,
then she wrote a ukulele song about it.
yeah. I wrote a ukulele song like
remember
that
that.
once. We were at my grandma's house.
We sure were. But yeah, I'm right. I'm in front of you, really wanting to show you my Wrapped because it's not embarrassing.
Gotcha.
And I'm like super excited. I'm like, look who my top artist is. I love Paley Williams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just very excited and very up in your face, like super close, too close almost. But yeah.
Nice. And then for myself, I've got music on Spotify and Apple Music, and everywhere you can find music.
Go listen to it.
Yeah, and you can get a head start on that too, because I announced it last week, but in case you missed it, and for some reason you stuck around this week, most likely music next year.
Woo!
I don't want to say 100% because my promises are not great.
Yeah.
But I think there's some things flowing enough where things will be released
Some
next
juices
year.
flowing.
Yeah, there's been juices flowing, but now they're really flowing.
Ooh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
they're ready to disperse.
They're ready to eject.
Yeah, eject.
Eject.
They're ready to eject. But
Your mind's eye.
yeah, go check out those. I think I have my Instagram down there as well as my YouTube page, which there may be something on there before the end of the year. We'll see. But
Do a cover of Oh Noel. That'd be good.
yeah, nice and uplifting thing that
Yeah.
I've gone by. Actually, you might be right though. I can play with that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Play with it. Play
Yeah.
with me.
Is your name Noel?
Can be if you want.
Oh Noel. No. But yeah, I got that. Album of the Year page as well, where I rate and review music. I think that's it. I don't fucking know.
Did you say your music name?
Plaintive.
His
My
name's
name's
Plaintive.
Plaintive, not like the jury one, but like the sad one. So
Yeah, it's
Tive.
not Tiff.
Yeah, not Tiff, but Tiv.
Yes. With a little arrow.
Yeah. For now. We'll see if
now.
that arrow...
We'll-
That arrow was always a temporary thing,
Yeah.
but, we'll see.
With a little play button.
Yeah.
And what you should do is hit that play button and listen to his music because it's fantastic.
Goddamn right.
And I love it. I listened to Pedals for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn! This is a good fucking song!
Yeah, my friend Vanessa said she was looping Can't Stop Thinking About You.
Yeah.
The other day, trying to get it on her rap or something. And she was like, that line about the... Oh, wait, what fucking line was that again? Oh my god, it's my own music. Whatever, I don't fucking... It's in the second verse. It's where, like, I'm rapping, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, that line's fire. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Pedals, Mike. I love it so much.
And I almost didn't make it.
I know, and
Yeah.
I saved it, and I will forever thank myself for that.
Yeah. But the one that I'm really excited about, that I'd mentioned a few weeks ago, if that comes into fruition the way it is in my head, it's going to be my favorite song
Hell
that
yeah.
I've released. So,
I'm so excited to
yeah. But going to take some time to get there. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, and my proximity to you, I am behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not showing you my Spotify Wrapped. I'm still holding my hand out like this, but the phone's faced this way because I am embarrassed of it.
Yes.
And I'm kind of like mumbling to myself, it's not Imagine Dragons Thunder. It's not Imagine Dragons Thunder. But that's where I am.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell them what
Sure.
what our recipients of the love cage that's waiting for us right now. Yeah.
So our arms are pretty perfectly placed.
Yeah.
At least one of them is. So you're gonna be in the middle, and one beautiful and deserving viewer will be in the middle, and with my hand going like this and Mike's hand coming at me, or no, it's towards him,
yeah.
but his arm's coming.
Yeah,
it's out.
My arm's coming.
Yes,
yeah.
his arm's. He's got a problem. He's got a major fucking medical issue. But we're gonna come together. My arm's gonna go over your shoulder. Mike's is gonna come like around your side,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be a hug. It's gonna be one big hug with you in the middle, and with you in the middle, me and Mike from the front and the back, and we're gonna be fucking hugging you with you in the middle, and me and Mike are gonna be making the fuck out while Mike's crying about his Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
And coming from his arm.
And Colin's smiling from his
Yeah.
big old grin
Yes.
as he kisses.
Yes, and be like, mine's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's your favorite T-Swift song, Mike? that's the song
That
you
was
make when you come
the
from
arm.
your arm.
That was the arm. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hopefully, we're still good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Got a little warning.
Got a little warning. But yeah, we're gonna come together at what we like to call the love cage, and we're gonna hug you from the front and the back, and love you in our love cage. And if you'd like your very own, all you gotta do is drop your address in the comments below, and we will find you.
Yeah.
You won't know when, you won't know where, you don't know what time of day, what season. We'll find you, and we'll give you your very own love cage. Watch out for Mike's arm. It's kind of like Spider-Man. It's really fucked up. It's a very serious medical condition, and we're trying to get it figured out.
It's not funny.
But there's no real doctors for it yet. So,
yeah, I'm a medical mystery.
Yeah.
Usually they say medical miracle, but it's just a mystery.
Yeah. But yeah. Drop your address and you'll get your very own love cage, and you'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we just we're about to fulfill one right after this to my sibling just downstairs.
Yeah.
After I smacked the shit out of them for being so loud.
But weren't that loud.
But yeah, we're gonna give them their love cage, and thank you for listening and watching. We love you very much. Hope you liked our raps. We will talk at you next week about Mitski's discography. Very excited to listen to that.
That's the most recent one we put on there too. I didn't even connect that.
That's one of them.
Yeah, because we talked about it in the car. I was like, do we have Mitski? And then
We do now.
And now we got
she's
it.
off.
Quickest on the wheel and off the wheel, probably.
Seriously. But it looks like she has a pretty acclaimed
Yeah, she does.
set of albums, so I'm very excited to jump into that.
Yeah.
And you should be excited to hear what we have to say, because our opinions and thoughts matter most in this world about music.
Shameless plug for the Brokies in a month.
Yes. Check it out, baby.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Love ya.
Mwah, mwah.